This is DaveNoseMMA.
What's the deal with Jon Jones and his pending suspension? The story broke in late August that Jones had tested positive for a banned substance, and if I'm not mistaken, there really hasn't been much of anything said of it since that time. Dana White was on ESPN's SportsCenter a couple days ago and discussed Jones when it was brought up, but he didn't give any kind of indication on whether or not any progress has been made. I find it a little odd that it's taking so long to be addressed and that the talks about it have stalled in the media. Maybe there's a reason for this that I'm just not privy to, but for some reason I've been thinking about this a lot lately. In July of last year, just a couple weeks after UFC 200, the first time Jones was popped for a banned substance, Chael Sonnen was on Joe Rogan's podcast and he told a very interesting story. He talked about how one day USADA showed up to Jackson Wink to do a test on Jon Jones. At the time, there was only a small number of coaches and fighters at the gym, so when USADA pulled into the parking lot, they were able to see the anti-doping agency employees getting out of their vehicle. Not knowing what to do in a panic, it's alleged that Jones hid under the cage in the gym. When USADA came through the doors asking where Jones was, the crew claimed to have had no idea. Thinking that it would be enough for USADA to pack up and leave, apparently they took a seat and waited to see if Jones would show up. In the interview, Sonnen didn't nail down a time frame, but did say whether it was 6 hours or 8 hours that Jones absolutely did hide under that cage until the end of the business day, until things were shut down and the lights were turned off and the doors were locked. The story goes that apparently USADA found out about that, and when they did, they were pissed. To quote the bad guy, they were coming after him after that. When they found that out, if there's anything they hate, is they don't like when people say their test doesn't work, and they don't like being duped, and they came after him, end quote. I'm not sitting here today claiming that USADA falsified or conspired against Jones or anything of the like, but assuming there's some truth to this story, which by the way, it could be completely false, but according to Sonnen, they really had it out for Jones. At that time in 2015, fighters didn't have to disclose their whereabouts to USADA. But it was said that the anti-doping agency was out in Albuquerque to get him and to try to catch him at the right time in an almost vengeful way. I'm not even sure why all this has come to my mind lately, but assuming there's truth to this story, I'm wondering if the history between Jones and USADA has something to do with why things are so quiet right now. I'm wondering what's been going on behind the scenes and what developments have taken place since the test has come out that haven't been made public. Given the high-profile nature of the case, no doubt things are going to be handled differently, but the longer time goes on with no news or word on what's been happening, I grow more curious about what the outcome will be. Whether the decision and the process that plays out favors Jones or not. Whenever we do get an answer, and whatever it may be, I get the feeling that we're in for a surprise.